Hello there and welcome to another representative edition of Channel 7's Big League, and of course it's the third in the matches between New South Wales and Queensland, with the New South Wales side holding a 2-0 lead at this stage. Well, Leichhardt Oval, the venue, is a state of some disarray presently as the big new Western side stand nears completion. Now, the New South Wales selectors have had to come up with some changes from their originally announced team because of injuries to some of the key players. Vice-Captain Steve Rogers is out with continued back trouble. His place is taken by West's John Doherty. Lock forward Ray Price has succumbed to a cork thigh and, I'm told, bruised ribs. He's subbed by Rod Reddy, who moves back from the second row. But a ready-made replacement is Parramatta's Peter Wynn, who went so well in the second row at Lang Park last Tuesday. Finally, to round off the changes, hooker and captain George Paponis has had to call it quits with a painful shoulder injury he aggravated in Sunday's Canterbury clash with Manly. He's replaced as hooker by the talented and versatile Ray Brown from Western Suburbs, who's played in all sorts of positions for the Magpies this year. Both original reserves, Steve Mortimer and John Coveney, get a full match tonight, with Morris and Radonicus on the bench. Significantly, Manly's highly professional 5'8" Alan Thompson has been awarded the captaincy. We'll get his reaction to that.
It was a pleasant surprise, Rex, really. They told me as soon as I walked in for the medical, and I was very happy about it.
One of elation then, eh?
Sure was, yeah.
Well, that's a big honour. And of course, it doesn't rule you out possibly for an Australian captaincy. All things, you know, all the wastage in some footballers, you get a lot of injuries and so forth.
Oh, well, I think if injuries happen and I'm there, I'd be a chance. But other than that, I think George has done a very good job.
Now, you're vice-captain of the Manly side, but what about your captaincy experience in the Kangaroo Tour? You had a bit of a run, didn't you?
I had 2 or 3 games on the Kangaroo Tour, and we won, and I captained Manly on odd occasions. But it's just a game. The calibre of this side, you don't have to make that many decisions, really. And the fact that your own club coach is the state coach, Frank Stanton, you know his style of football pretty well by now, wouldn't you? Frank's coached me for just about all my career in grade, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's good. Now, is there any thought of this being a very easy game by the New South Wales players? Has there been any discussion among them that we're going to win this by a large score, or are they taking it real seriously?
We've been very serious. We're trying to ward off complacency. The games up there weren't easy, despite what the score said. We had to work hard for all those points, and I don't know, the Queensland side's been a bit changed around, but they've got nothing to lose, and they're playing for their state, and it'll be a big honour for them, and they'll give their best, I'm sure.
Well, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Rex.
Well, we've been through the New South Wales team. Let's go and have a look what the Queenslanders are up to. Well, the Queensland selectors' answer to the 2 defeats sustained by their state team has been pretty savage. They've axed 6 players from the last match: Lang, Morris, Brown, Cock, Lindenberg, Meninga, although 2, Lindenberg and Bob Cock, are named as reserves. The centre vacancy has been filled by Chris Close. The critical halfback position has gone to Larry Brigginshaw, but it's in the forwards where the axe has really done the head chopping. The entire previous front row of Brown, Lang and Cock is gone. They're replaced by Rowan Hancock, Jay Hoffman and Peter Apps. To fill the spot left by Des Morris in the second row, former reserve Greg Quinn gets his chance for a full match. Finally, a late change brought on by the savage bout of flu which has hit the team. 5'8" Wayne Carr is out. Centre Alan Smith goes to his position, and reserve Mark Payne gets a spot in the centre. For his opinion on what differences these changes will make, a talk with the Queensland manager, former great Australian prop forward and a mighty hard man in his day, Duncan Hall. 6 changes, that's pretty savage. It's half a football team.
It is half a football team, isn't it?
What do you reckon was in the selectors' minds? Are they just trying to blood different players? Or?
Well, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I don't sit on the selections. I don't know their line of thought, and you can't question them.
No, they've got the last word.
They've got the only word.
It just appears to me that to change half a team around and not really give them much time together, and sort of playing into the enemy's hands, so to speak, a little bit.
Yes, it certainly doesn't help. You know, even though you get beaten, there were still some good performances on certain players' parts, and I thought that they would learn from the experience they gained throughout the game and become better players.
I don't know what the reaction was in Queensland or Brisbane specifically, but in Sydney the reaction to Des Morris and Johnny Lang being omitted from the side was one of amazement and joy.
Well, there was a lot of silence fell among the supporters when the team was announced. And they
didn't come on with the famous Queensland chant, did they?
Oh, no. They were all home then listening, but when the team did come out, good heavens, there was a lot of silence, just silence.
Duncan, you're a football realist. Do you rate any of your lads a chance to wear the green and gold this year?
Well, yes, I think we can get some. It's just hard to say, offhand at the moment, but if we got one in, well, I suppose we'd, on the previous performances, we'd be doing well. But I don't rule them out. I don't know what's the back of selectors' minds and what they may be looking for. We just may have someone within the team that could fall into the pattern of play that...
The right category.
Yes, the right category.
Well, just on a note to finish this interview, I think it's congratulations in order. You're the father of a lad that's represented Queensland at rugby union against the Irishman last week.
Yes, yeah,
and I watched the game and he went pretty well.
Yeah, good, thanks, Rex. I thought he went all right, too.
Any chance of him being a league player one day?
Well, who knows?
Who knows indeed. Well, that was Dunkett Hall, a name that needs no introduction to Sydney fans. Well, we've seen both the sides. Let's now go into the commentary position and watch both teams as they actually take the field. And here come the New South Wales side, and let's go through it. Graham Eadie, Larry Corowa, John Dorahy, Mick Cronin, Kerry Boosted, Alan Thompson, captain and 5'8", Steve Mortimer, Rod Reddy, Peter Wynn, Les Boyd, Craig Young, Ray Brown, John Coveney, and the coach Frank Stanton. The reserves, of course, Rodonicus and Morris. Now the Queensland side, a very much changed side, and look through it. Colin Scott, Brad Backer, Mark Payne playing at number 15, Chris Close, Ian Douth, Alan Smith, number 3 is 5'8", Larry Brigginshaw, halfback, Norm Carr, Greg Quinn, Greg Platts, Rowan Hancock, Jay Hoffman and Peter Apps. And the coach is John McDonald. The referee in this evening's fixture, Mr. Eddie Ward from Queensland, who handled the same game here last year. Scott gets the first touch of the ball, the fullback. And Queensland, of course, running from right to left in possession in the maroon uniform. Now, they've lost their first 2 matches very convincingly, the Queenslanders, and they've got to make some sort of a fist of tonight's game. That's the story. A lot of determination on the side, very much changed about team. I think the selectors were vicious, to say the least, and there's a rebound. Ball being kicked through, and a chase for the ball by Alan Thompson. Scott gets back to it, bowls it over the dead ball line, and that, I hope, is not going to be the pattern of play for Queensland, with an error on the 6th tackle. Line dropout. New South Wales will be in possession. A big job for Steve Mortimer tonight. He's taken the place of the champion Rodonicus, a totally involved footballer, and Mortimer is a player who is not quite as involved in the game. Brilliant by all means, but he needs a big one tonight. Boosted. Midway between the quarter and halfway. Peter Wynn playing in number 10. Les Boyd will assume then as in number 9. Pass went forward, no doubt about that. Ray Brown was on the surge then. His first touch of the ball, I think he fancied himself a try scorer the first time he touched it there. But the pass was forward. Now repeating, Peter Wynn is in number 10. Les Boyd is in number 9. Ian Doubt kicking. Oh, it's a horror. Well, he wipes out a backpack worth about $65,000. Hoffman, the run around. To Des Morris, then straight ahead to Rowan Hancock, and he's driven hard backwards by Boyd and Craig Young. Jay Hoffman, and he gets short thrift and a punch thrown there by Brigginshaw. The referee, Mr. Ward, quickly moves in and suggests that that's not the done thing, and he also suggests that Jay Hoffman might like to retrieve the ball and bring it back, which he does dutifully. Barry Ross on the sidelines. Barry, is there any possibility of dew there? I mean, is there dew falling? It's hard to see up here. Is the ball likely to get slippery?
I would think so. The way the weather is so cold tonight, after a relatively mild day, the dew will probably form, which will make the ball get heavier as the night goes on.
Well, the earlier game between 2 colleges, the play was very fast and open, and there was a lot of pretty good 3/4 line football, so at that stage they were not having any handling problems. Now Mick Cronin, He's 11 metres inside the Queensland half. Windless conditions. Brilliant night. For the benefit of the Brisbane viewers and people out of the Sydney area that are taking this, Cronin. It's that high. It's 2 points. That is an ominous sign with Cronin striking the ball so well first up. Ominous for Queensland. 2-0, New South Wales. Talking to Frank Stanton just before the match, the New South Wales coach, and his main problem, of course, is one of lulling or getting his players out of any sense of false security in this game. Edie up over the quarter. Wes Boyd runs from the dummy half position and makes a good gain of about 15 metres. Apps the defender. Apps slightly balding, tough-looking rooster.
Yes, he's originally a New South Welshman, Rex, from Newcastle. Had the last 4 seasons in Rockhampton.
Boyd. Beautiful run up the middle. Unloads to Mortimer. Mortimer leaves it behind. That's knock on. No doubt about that. He said he warned the referee is young enough and big enough to be a first-grade footballer himself. Very well-built man. It's come 5 metres into Queensland's half. The lock comes up with it. Norm Carr, Queensland, midfield. Brigginshaw, Greg Quinn. Now, I think the Queensland second rowers are numbered differently to the way the program is too. It's Greg Quinn in number 10 and Greg Platts in number 9. Not making much progress at this point. Peter Apps unloaded well to Brigginshaw. Apps, up she goes. He gets bowled after it by Peter Wynn. I don't know whether a penalty is going to come out of that. The ball will go. It's in the in goal, and by heavens, that's close. That could be a try. It is a try. That ball bounced cruelly for Queensland, for New South Wales. A right angle, and Edie caught going flat out one way. Now let's see. Firstly, the kick, a high towering one. Now watch it. Edie goes back for it. He obviously thought it was going to go down. It bounced at exact right angles, and I think you'll find number 11. Rowan Hancock got a hand of that. Well, watch it from head on. The referee was well up with the play. Watch Rowan Hancock. Number 11 comes through. Edie looking over his shoulder, trying to see where it's going. Now watch the bounce at right angles. Well, even the great ones can get caught.
There's Queensland locked Norm Carr on the sideline.
Oh, gee, that's a fair try too. Rowan Hancock got to that. It was already on the scoreline, regardless of what I said about it, but the referee was right. And that's a shock opening for Queensland with a kick and goal to follow from directly in front. 3-2 Queensland lead.
Rex, going back to that last tackle as Apps put that ball high in the air, you did call that Wynn come through late. Well, the referee, Eddie Ward, did speak to him under the goalpost after a linesman's report.
Well, Apps is, Ian Douther's got the extras, so there's a shock result. Nobody would have believed a 5-2 lead to the Queensland side after about 7 minutes of play. Scott juggles it.
When you're born,
Got a big rap on Scott up in Queensland as a future top liner. Rowan Hancock, the try scorer. Jay Hoffman at dummy half. Greg Platts. Peter Wynn doing his best to bring him undone on that occasion. They're moving the ball a little bit better, Queensland, than they did in the previous games. That's Greg Quinn, big strapping lad. He's got a bit of pace in the open, this fella. Brigginshaw kicking. It's not a bad looking kick. The bounce is on, but it's straightened up. Edie and he's caught up. His pass has been knocked down. Here's a go for Queensland. They've got the ball. There could be a try on here. Edie's coming at him. The pass has gone back in field. It's taken by, on the ricochet, let me tell you, by Boosted. And that could have been another try. New South Wales shocked at the moment. That was sheer luck. But that pass coming inside there from Peter Apps was not leading to a try. It was juggled by a Queenslander. And Boosted coming back, running towards his own goal line. Now watch the action. Here's Apps. The pass was juggled by Carr, the lock forward, and it took all Boosted's pace to get there and save that. They could well have had 2 tries in the opening 8 minutes. Scott. Really delaying his pass just too much to Boosted on that occasion. Rowan Hancock stood up in the tackle. Hoffman, Brigginshaw, Smith, Apps. Loses the ball forward. That'll be a scrum. Apps has started at a great rate. He's having a top game.
A late debut in interstate football for him too, because he's 30 years of age.
Well, that could have been a penalty to Queensland, I thought. Steve Mortimer looked as though he may have flicked that a little bit to the left. Well, that's a penalty. Oh, well, again, I would have sworn that was a second row feed. Well, Eddie Ward's going to get the anger of the crowd up if he holds the scrums up as long as this. And play on. Well, 4 attempts have got a ball that fell out the side of the scrum. Flats, the dummy. Very solid defence there by Craig Young. Brigginshaw, Smith, the centre, who's gone to 5'8", away to Platts. Queensland moving the ball a lot better. They're showing a willingness to keep the ball alive. Hoffman goes to dummy half most of the time. Carr, one of the workhorses in this team, the lock forward. It was his brother that dropped out. Barry Ross has got a very big name in rugby league on the sideline here. We'll be talking to in just a minute. You'll hear the voice of George Paponis, probably inquiring about that injury, I would think, Barry.
Yes, I have George Paponis here with me. George, you pulled out yesterday late from this state side with a shoulder injury. How is it?
Well, I didn't pull out. I was ruled out by the doctor. It's the same nagging injury I've had for a few weeks now, and I injured it on the weekend against Manly in the game we were playing, and I didn't have enough time in a day and a half to get it right again.
Will you be right this week for the game against Penrith?
Well, I'm undecided at the moment. I'm going to work on it all week and see what it's like by Thursday.
Just one quick question before you go, George. This Queensland started a lot better than last 2 matches. You notice any differences from the teams you played against?
Oh, no. Well, they've come out very fresh and very eager, and that's the way they always come out. And if they get a break early, like they did with that freakish kick, then they can be very hard to toss. But I think our boys will come back. It's just a matter of time, I think.
Voice of George Paponis talking to Barry Ross. George Paponis was selected, of course, as the captain of this and the other 2 matches, but misfortune fell out through injury. And again, another penalty. The penalty's 3 in the last minute and a half to New South Wales. That's 3-2, 3-1 at this stage in favour of New South Wales, and Cronin will take another kick at goal from midfield, at 10 metres outside the quarter. The scrums have gone 2-0 to Queensland. We're doing our usual award in this match.
What with that?
The player we judge to be the best of the match will receive $400 and appear on Sports Action the following Sunday. He also becomes eligible for a chance at the Sevens Big League Footballer of the Year award, which carries a beautiful Ford Fairmont from City Ford. Cronin. So there's the scoreline, 5-4 in Queensland's favour. Cronin responsible for both of New South Wales goals. Props in the New South Wales side are numbered differently to the program. Craig Young is in 13 and John Coveney is in 11. Boosted. About 8 metres short of the quarter line. And there's the bust made by Brown to Boyd, his teammate, the Western Suburbs side. He's a fleet-footed player, this Ray Brown. Although in an interview I did with him at the start of the season, he said he wasn't too quick, but the ball's been a change of possession. Ray Brown is an extremely versatile player. Queensland. Rowan Hancock playing strongly, just over the halfway line. Chris Close. Somebody likened him to Alec Tennant, former first grade player, and there's New South Wales penalised for inside the 5 yards. Little doubt that Douth will come over and take the kick. Which club does Douth play for in Brisbane, Barry, do you know?
No, originally I think he was with East up there, but he's on the Gold Coast at the moment with the Nerang club.
He's been a top goal kicker for a number of seasons.
Phenomenal kicker. I think he scored 200 points 3 or 4 years in a row up there in Queensland.
Douth is about 8 metres, 9 metres outside the New South Wales quarter. He's about 20 metres in from the sideline on the near stand side of the ground, western side. Windless conditions. Squirted it away to the left. No goal. The score remains Queensland 5, New South Wales 4. We've had 16 minutes of play. Dorohey drives that very deep. It's taken well by Colin Scott. Thompson wraps him up midway between the quarter and halfway. Boyd being spoken to for a high tackle that didn't come off. Greg Quinn showing his pace. Very strong player and very quick in the open. Greg Quinn, number 10. Riggenshaw, Platts, Rowan Hancock. Certainly started at a storming pace. Hancock, he's come onto the ball very well. So is this man. There's a pass gone astray. New South Wales back in possession. That was a pass off Peter Apps that didn't work. Peter Mortimer running from dummy half. And a penalty. Offside. He pointed there at Peter Apps, the referee, and again Cronin being called up. The penalty ratio at the moment is 4-2 in favour of New South Wales. The scrums are still 2-0 in favour of Queensland. We'll give you an error count on the halfway mark of this half. Still got a few minutes to go for that. Only about 3 metres outside the quarter, directly in the middle of the field. The usually radar-controlled kicks of Mick Cronin, who's come right back into his own in the last few weeks. And struck him beautifully. Ominous signs when a man strikes the ball as well as that, isn't he? That phenomenal run he had last year. There's the scoreline, 6-5. When Barry, he kicked something like 24 or 25 goals on the trot.
26, I think it was, Rex.
You make a liar out of me for one goal?
Yes.
Well,
talking of humorous things on the sideline as that kick was being taken. Tommy Radonic is always the competitor. He's got a message out to his club mate Les Boyd to give it to a certain Queensland forward. Tommy very much involved in the game, even on the sideline.
Yes, one feels they ought to put the ball and chain on Tommy while he's watching a game, because I get the impression sometimes he'd dart on and tackle somebody, which would cause a sensation. Rocket Reddy, who's had a quiet start to this game, as he does so frequently, and then lifts his game in the latter stages. Reddy at dummy half now. There's Craig Young. Oh, bad pass, and it's gone back to Queensland off a Peter Wynn mishandle. Not so precise and sure as they have been. Apps. Mortimer like a limpet hanging to him up the top. Jay Hoffman, Briganshaw. There's Rowan Hancock doing the bullocking that a front rower in this physical game of rugby league is called upon to do. Platts. Coveney, the tackler. New South Wales must be said of making heavy weather with this game at the moment. Queensland looking okay. They've made the half break there through Chris Close. Still stood up on the tackle. Mortimer finished him off. And up she goes again from the same man, Apps. Edie under this one, takes it well. They're swarming on him. They're not giving him 1 inch of room to move. Just inside his quarter. Cronin. Ready. Room out the back there for Dorohey. Dorohey unloads it to Connor. Connor has gone round his man and finally tackled about 11 metres short of the halfway line. Douth was the tackler. Cronin. Craig Young. 10 metres short of halfway. New South Wales 6, Queensland 5. Boyd standing very wide. Back to Peter Wynn. Could have been shepherding there. Ran behind Alan Thompson. Referee in a benevolent mood, I feel. Ray Brown. Last tackle coming up. Mortimer's gone the way that nobody else is. There was only the winger on the blind side there. The kick has gone into the in-goal area, or very close over the sideline. No, his foot did, but not while he was in contact with the ball. The touch judge right on the job there. Scott picked off with a good tackle from Thompson, the New South Wales skipper. He's only 10 metres out. New South Wales get pinged for offside here if they don't get back. Scott. Man Platts, the pass has gone to ground. Knock on. Just a little one. Jay Hoffman. Now Edie's primed himself up to, or positioned himself to run into this New South Wales back line if they win the ball, but they don't. The referee says we'll have it again. And now they're in with the New South Wales ball. Now look for Edie bursting in on the side. The play will come with Reddy at dummy half. Boyd. No, the opportunity didn't come. Wynn. Mortimer showed the ball. Steps. Good defence. We'll get that error count for you. There it is. New South Wales have created 3. Queensland 3. Putting a bit of pressure on Queensland now at the southern end of the ground. Thompson. Cronin. Oh, bad pass from Cronin. Edie flicks it back to Les Boyd. Boyd well tackled by Hoffman. Much more spirited performance by Queensland tonight. Thompson. Mortimer. The high bomb. Oh, and it came off Dorohey's hands, I felt then, and he wasn't ready for it. But Queensland in possession. The ball's been kicked dead, so it'll be a quarter line restart. I got the impression there that Dorohey wasn't watching the ball when it came down from the up and under from Mortimer. It seemed to me to touch him on the hands. That's the quarter line. Jay Hoffman to restart. Good bustling, surging run from Rowan Hancock. Carr, Hoffman, Platts, back to Hoffman. Much better football from Queensland. Good stuff. Absent dummy half. Brigginshaw, the little half, who's got a very nice pass. And a great break is made by Alan Smith. He's gone right through the defence. A little bit of shepherding there. Now Smith's kicked ahead. There's a race for the ball. Edie's out of contention. He's got the ball. He'll score. That's a good try in any class of football. Yes, indeed. Alan Smith, the kick ahead and beside the post, and that's the place to score them. See it again. Absent dummy half. Out it goes from Brigginshaw, the little dummy there, the step, and he's gone inside Craig Young. And as he came to the fullback, Edie, who was committed, he kicked over his head. The race is on. He gets a fortuitous bounce, and there he is, and that's as good a try as you'll see. From head on, this way. Now watch Edie have to commit himself. The kick was well weighted. And some very good footwork there. A little bit of an in and away. There's Edie. Had to turn and start again. Watch Boosted coming in from the right. Hell for leather. Mortimer's there too, but a good bounce. Well, he landed short and he gets the ball down, does he? Well, our video disc ran out at that point in time. But we'll assume the best. The referee was on the spot and a good try. And with Ian Douth to attempt the goal, we've got a scoreline that's just a little bit embarrassing for New South Wales. 8-6. And he pilots that one over without any trouble. There it is, 10 points to 6. Queensland's favour, and they've scored both tries. And we've got a fellow on the sideline who is yet to play for New South Wales. I don't think there's any doubt that he will ultimately. He's got a brother that has. Barry Ross.
Yes, Graham Winnis and George second row here with me. Graham, to watch your brother tonight. He's had all the breaks so far in New South Wales, although you have played for Sydney second. Do you think your chance will come when the Englishmen play New South Wales later in the year?
Geez, I hope so. Well, when the first New South Wales side was picked, I sustained a knee injury a few weeks prior to the country game, but I only just struggled through the half a game I had in the City side, and at the moment I've had no luck.
Graham, you're talking about that knee injury. You haven't played since that City country game, and you are in the side to play against Manly on Sunday. Will you play?
Yeah, I'm completely fit, and it'll be my first game back since I sustained that injury.
Thanks, Graham.
All right, that was the voice of Graham Wynn, whose brother is doing pretty well out there for New South Wales. Peter Wynn on the halfway line, and Queensland really shocking everybody here with their quality of their football. The changes have worked the oracle at this stage. There's a little bit of messy play at midfield. This little man, Brigginshaw, has had a top game. His passing has been very crisp and quick, and he's setting up his outside men. There's a ricochet. Edie having to scurry back for it, and he's made a meal of it. Well, you couldn't have put enough money on Edie to have a big one in this game on the form he's been displaying in recent matches, but it's been an unhappy night for him. Coveney, the Canterbury Bankstown prop forward, down at the moment. Alf Richards, the trainer, is on the field. New South Wales a man short at this point in time. Scrum on the quarter line, New South Wales end, and they've got the bad end of the stick. Queensland, the better side, leading 10 points to 6. Mortimer, Thompson, offside, surely. Well, I think Alan Smith there, the try scorer, or one of the two, was determined Thompson wasn't going to run. He was literally hovering over him like the Black Plague. Dorahee's kick is a fine one. Torpedo punt. Now Boosted takes the quick tap, takes the play up. They've always find a little bit extra in the way of a tackle for Boosted because he's a former Queenslander. Craig Young. Good defence. Right round the legs went Rowan Hancock, who's had a top game in the opening 25 minutes. Peter Wynn on the surge, as we know he can. On the blind side comes Mortimer to Edie. Edie, beautiful pass out to Boyd. Boyd gets a pass back inside. It's been intercepted. And Scott was away, but the referee has called the last pass forward. No, he's called touch there. I was going to say, why didn't he play the advantage? But I didn't see the touch judge's flag. Now, Coveney's back. He's standing up. No, he's not. He's still over the other side of the field. New South Wales still a man short. The New South Wales with a man short have come up with the scrum possession. Thompson. Well tackled. Coveney on now. Mortimer. Back into Edie. Edie's gone very hard and very close. Gets a pass away to Ray Brown, and he's under the posts. Well, Edie, I think, was determined to redeem himself for an unfortunate, unhappy start to the game. Now, Mortimer. Now, there's Edie. Just the sheer strength of the man won him that try. To the side as Ray Brown goes over underneath the posts. So, 10-9. Queensland lead. Head on. There he is, just like a forward. And you'll notice the well-positioned play there of the referee, Mr. Eddie Ward, right beside the play. I think we can write down a goal for Michael Cronin there. Barry Ross, would you say?
Yes, it seems so. Right in front, Mick doesn't miss too many of those.
You'd like to have the family mortgage swinging on that one, would you? There it is. New South Wales 11, Queensland 10. All but a limited period in this first 30 minutes. Queensland have been the better side. Rocket ready. Takes the tackle of Rowan Hancock. Ray Brown. Coveney. Did you get an idea of what the injury was to Coveney? I'll just check Barry Ross out as soon as he gets his headset on. Barry, did you check what the injury was to Coveney?
Yes, apparently he got a nasty knock on the back of the head, and he did have concussion and double vision for a while, but he's okay now, according to Alf Richards.
Okay. Play still the New South Wales side of halfway. This is Brown. Very versatile forward. Peter Wynn. Well tackled by Carr. Behind a man to Craig Young. Good pass out there to Dorohey inside to Corowa. Then back to Craig Young. Got a pass away nicely to Mortimer. It's out to Wynn. Then on to Boyd, and Boyd's striking out. He's got the support. Boosted will go close. He's going to go very close to the fence. Yes, indeed. Beautiful play by Boyd, initially by Wynn. And Boosted getting the ball as he so rarely gets it for the Tricolours this year. Now watch the clever play, and good work from Mortimer too in the replay. Watch the way he scooped that ball up without knocking it on. This pass was nicely weighted, and look at Boyd stride it out. And perfectly to Boosted. The defensive Scott just a split second too late. And that's a good try in any class of football. Craig Young from head on. Now Dorohey nicely back inside to Corowa. That winger keeps the play going. This pass was critical. We'll be doing a judgment on the best try of the match, and this one might go pretty close to it. And who would you think would be the most responsible? There's a number of players critically involved. Boyd striding out now. There's the way a try should be finished. Little Boosted really clapping into low gear there and strives to get there and puts it down nicely. Well, there's the kick coming in from Cronin. $150 to the man we judged to be the man most responsible for the best try of the match. And Cronin has just faded that one away to the right a little bit, and the score remains New South Wales 14, Queensland 10. You agree, Barry? A much more spirited performance by this Queensland side?
Oh, certainly. Well, the scoreboard is evident of that, but I think New South Wales, after that second try was scored against them, when they all got behind the post and talked to each other for a while, I think they're determined that they're going to get on top again as soon as possible.
Yes, well, they needed it at that point. Let's see what they can do now. They've got 7 minutes to half-time. What about if Queensland come up with another try? That'd set the cat among the pigeons. And they're not out of this game yet. Mortimer. Ready. And one-handed. Brown, beautiful pass. This is a quality player, this Brown. Look at Boyd. Mortimer's got it. He's got into the clear. There it is away to Coveney. Coveney striding out well up to the quarter line. New South Wales starting to come on the surge now. Craig Young. Steve Mortimer. Thompson, Cronin, out to Dorahy. Got support, into Corowa. Corowa upended on the quarter line. New South Wales going deep back into position again. Across the field it comes with Thompson. Onto Peter Wynn, he comes on the burst into the quarter. Last tackle coming up. Is it the kick or will they run it? They're standing very deep the backs. Steve Mortimer. Alan Thompson, he'll cut out a man with this pass. There it goes, straight to Edie. Edie can't get his hands free. He does now to Thompson. Thompson up over the quarter. Unloads to Reddy. Reddy will bring it back the same way to Corowa. What's he doing on the right wing? On the right-hand side of the field. He's got a roving commission. Eddie Ward touched his head in a signal there. I don't know whether he was cautioning a Queensland player for a high tackle. That's a Queensland ball. Brigginshaw, the little halfback. Greg Quinn, a dummy half, off to Platts. Platts had a good game too. On their quarter line, 14-10. New South Wales lead, 5.5 minutes to go. That is the way to stop them. They don't usually run quite as enthusiastically after that sort of defence. Apps goes straight at Craig Young. I suggest he's got as much chance of getting through that tackle as he has of walking on water. Oh, what a kick. Yes, indeed, an easy way to make 22 metres. Mortimer, I'm pleased to see, getting very involved in the game, running, passing well, but getting involved, doing more than on some of the occasions that I've seen him this year. What a quality player he is. Don't he get totally involved in a game the way Rodonigas does. There's a penalty to Queensland. It's a incorrect feed. Mortimer even acknowledging the fact that he would.
Yes, Greg Quinn, the Queensland second rower, off on the sideline with a very nasty cut above his left eye. The coach John McDonald is with him now, and the league's doctor from New South Wales, Bill Monaghan, having a look also.
Yes, that's a great pity. It's his left eye, and they bleed fairly profusely from there, but also with he's a fairly heavy browed lad, it could be close to an exposed sort of a frontal bone there. Very sharp bone under the skin.
And he's leaving the field with Bill Monaghan, and I expect they'll be putting stitches in immediately.
Well, it's to be hoped they don't leave themselves. They haven't put a replacement on, have they?
No. I think, well, it's 4 minutes to half-time. They'll wait and see the outcome in the dressing room and decide at half-time.
All right, well, now Queensland doing their level best with our friend Rowan Hancock, who's had a top game, getting a pass away there to Smith, one of the try scorers. I'd rather like to see this Queensland side get themselves into another try-scoring position to see how New South Wales react to it. Chris Close, he's a big strapping fella. He's tackled only a few metres away. Brigginshaw decides he'll have a little run on his own. He doesn't make it. Now, with about 3.5 minutes to half-time, we're going to give you another error count. And I'll give you some statistics of the match. Number of players, and I've got to say there's a few Queenslanders in with a big chance of the man of the match. Right, the errors coming up on your screen. There it is. New South Wales have created 5, Queensland 3. That is, for those that don't know, the number of times that team has given the ball back to the opposition. New South Wales 5, Queensland 3. Not to be confused with the score, which is New South Wales 14, Queensland 10. The scrums at this stage are 4-3 New South Wales. Penalties are 5-3 New South Wales. Thompson 12 metres from his quarter. We have Rocket Ready trying to get a pass away. Still he does. He's a freak at that. Craig Young got himself into the clear, looking for support. Unloads nicely to Mortimer. Running well. He got it to Dorahy. Dorahy weaving, running, gets it back to Cronin. Cronin's up the sideline. The pass inside to Corowa. Shut the gate. The horse has bolted. And Larry's the horse, and away he goes. They'll never catch him from behind. What a top try. Yes, when they put him on, they put him on. This is the way it looked from side on with Reddy standing up there. How long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds he stood there before he got a pass away to Brown. That cleverness of Brown to unload straight away. Craig Young to Mortimer on the boil. Dorahy inside. And then outside to... Oh, back inside it was to Cronin. Now Cronin was the inside passer. Look at Corowa just go zot. And that's it. Yes, well, that came against the run of play a little bit. I'm a little bit Queensland-minded tonight. Now, there's Reddy, that incredible strength of the man. He's not the most muscular man you've ever seen, but I wonder at his ability to stand up in tackles. Mortimer, beautiful sight in motion. Cleverly turned it in, sucked all the defence to him. Dorahy, like a bee in a bottle, went left, right, left, right. Cronin nicely weighted pass, and don't you feel sorry for somebody chasing Corowa? Well, there it was, a quality bit of football. It was 17-10, a minute to half-time, and New South Wales starting to lie on the type of football that brings supporters to their feet. And Barry Ross, that's about how many tries this year for Corowa all up?
I think 19. He has 9 in premiership football, I think 5 in the pre-season, and the rest in representative games.
When I ask you a question in future, Barry, could you be a little bit more precise? I just got chastised by my director then, but I was being funny, Phil. Dorahy playing the soccer thing. He could have got a game for Arsenal with that trap. Boyd, who's been suffering from the sore shoulder. That pass looked a touch forward, but Dorahy's got it away at Wynn. Wynn tries to keep it alive. He does. He's got it away to Coveney. Coveney's got it to Cronin. Cronin can't do a thing with it. He was submerged. And what a first-class first half we've had of rugby league here at Leichhardt Oval. Queensland by no means overawed. Stanton must be happy with the way things are going in the latter stages, but it's been all Queensland for the first 25 minutes. 17-10, the scoreline has gone this way. For New South Wales, a try to Corowa, a try to Ray Brown, a try to Boosted, and 4 goals have gone to Mick Cronin. For the Queensland side, 2 tries, Rowan Hancock and Alan Smith, and 2 goals to Ian Doubt. There's the scoreline, 17-10. We'll be back as Duncan Hall, the manager of the Queensland side, what a great player he was too, wanders off the field. We'll be back in just a moment with all the action of what promises to be a very spectacular second half in Sevens Big League. 17-10, Queensland kick-off. Corowa takes it. Queensland from left to right in the maroon uniform. New South Wales in possession in the light blue uniform with the dark blue pants. Peter Wynn. Now in the Queensland side, Greg Quinn, number 10, came off just before half-time, you'll recollect. There he is on the bottom left of your screen. We'll get a shot of him shortly. But he's been strapped up across the eye. There he is. And I would imagine he's got probably 5 or 6 stitches under that.
Yes, he's been stitched by Dr. Monaghan during the half-time break.
And Barry, what were the comments at half-time?
Well, the Queensland side are quite happy with the way they've been playing in attack, but they have lapsed in defence. This was concerning McDonald, and he spent some time at length speaking about this. The New South Wales side were told to just keep the pressure on all the time.
This scrum now 10 metres Queensland side of halfway. And a penalty against Rocket Ready for failing to get off Brigginshaw. I'm glad to see referees doing this. It's one of my pet aversions in rugby league, the mauling of a player. And we see it week after week in Sydney football, the mauling of a player after he's patently tackled. Well, mauling, I don't necessarily mean doing any severe mischief to him, but just holding him down and generally slowing the play down. Jay Hancock onto Carr, the lock forward, who's a goer in this Queensland side. Try scorer, Alan Smith. He's got himself through the gap. Almost a fall there, the way his shoulders were pinned. Brigginshaw. Apps. But he's passed back to the little halfback. They're only about 5 metres outside New South Wales quarter in midfield. Greg Platts. Back inside to a wide open gap there that came up for Rowan Hancock, but he's lost possession, and back to New South Wales with Peter Wynn with a one-handed pass out to Cronin. Then to Dorohey, who's wrapped up. Yes, he gets a pass away. No, he doesn't. Had every intention of it. Cronin. Mortimer. Craig Young. Driven sideways. Ready. Oh, he's thrown a long one out to Corrigan. Corrigan's made a meal of it. Well, one would have expected Reddy to perhaps make a bit of forward progress himself rather than unload it to... rather than give it to a three-quarter in his own quarter line. I would have expected Reddy as an Australian forward to take the ball up in that situation. There's a scrum win to New South Wales. Reddy standing up. Not going anywhere. Good win. Ray Brown and dummy half. Now it's to Mortimer. Coveney recovered from that early knock up to the quarter line. Brown running from dummy half. Invariably gets a pass away. Coveney. Thompson, that pass looks suspiciously forward. Dorohey's on the ball. He's going to get round one man. Can he use the footwork? Oh, it's a bad pass, but Burstead pulled it in miraculously one-handed. It was a bad pass. Burstead did very nicely. Thompson, the long pass that does come off now. Boyd, oh, what have you done, Boyd? He's bowled a wrong one. He's thrown it at the Queenslanders, and they've come up with it. Well, that was going to be a one-handed floating pass to an outside back, and it turned out to be a ball straight back to Queensland. Not vintage Les Boyd. I think he was hit just as he got the unloading of that pass, but they're off the hook, Queensland, momentarily. 17-10, New South Wales lead. 3 tries, 4 goals to 2 tries and 2 goals. Brigginshaw elects to kick. Corowa can't get to it. First class, up to halfway. Scorer of a try that was a highly spectacular one from New South Wales' point of view, Larry Corowa. There's a scrum win to New South Wales. Mortimer well wrapped up by Brigginshaw. Played it very badly. Reddy has it. Runs from dummy half. He's lost the ball. Queensland have it. That was not vintage Reddy either. Smith out to Chris Close, looking for Mark Payne, the replacement setter who came in very late. Close again, and a gain of about 6 metres there. Queensland backs lining pretty deep, but it goes to Peter Apps, takes it up. May have wished he didn't after the sorting out he got there from 2 of them, but they've been penalised again for failing to let him to his feet. What a double to meet. Craig Young and John Coveney. Frank Stanton with Tommy Raudonikis on his right. Penalty is a good one. Only about 8 metres now from the New South Wales line. Sure, the switch of play back to Platts. He goes back to the blind side, about 7 metres away. Brigginshaw, Smith. Payne just went a little bit too far there. He had 2 men on the outside. Long floating pass out to Carr, the lock forward. Yeah, they look better when they move the ball. They're just going one out at the moment. Platts turns it back to Rowan Hancock. Pass out to Apps. It's gone back into Hancock. Then to a player who's obscured. It's Hancock who went down with it. I thought he got the pass away. Brigginshaw. Hoffman, the hooker's out there among the backs. Last tackle. What are their tactics? Is it the kick? Brigginshaw. Little grubber kick through. Down trying to get him behind it. He does. It's a try, I believe. No, he's disallowed it. Well, I don't believe Ian Douth is going to be very... The grubber kicked through. He got a hand to it quite definitely. Well, what about head on? Maybe the referee was right, eh? It certainly deserved a try. Yes, his arms actually missed the ball. He went a fraction too far. Well, that'll be one they'll query, the Queenslanders. Oh, Cobley, just using his body as a battering ram, ran straight into Down. Here's Apps. Apps has gone nearly through.
Graham Eady having some treatment from Alf Richards on his left knee.
Riggenshaw. Greg Quinn. Eady in a bit of trouble with that knee, hobbling around at the back. Long pass, the back standing a little bit far apart there. Chris Close on the quarter line. That's switching it back into Hancock. He's had a top game, no question about it. One of the better players on the field. Riggenshaw. Out to Payne. A run-around move with Chris Close. He's a big lump of a lad. He's got huge thighs. Riggenshaw, up she goes.
Yes, we could see a change here too. Tom Rodonicus is getting changed on the sideline.
Did very well. He took that nicely. Rodonicus may be going on for...
Probably Eady, which means Dorohey would go back to fullback, I'd assume. And, well, who knows, Thompson in the centres, Tom 5'8", perhaps.
Well, it won't really matter what position Tom goes on in. He'll play his normal game wherever he goes.
That's right. His first game for New South Wales was as a winger.
I think if Frank Stanton said to him, I want you to go in there and play hooker, he'd do that too. Mick Cronin. New South Wales doing it a bit hard in the opening 9 minutes of this game, this second half. Quick hands out to Reddy. Overlap here with Boyd, looking for Corowa, back inside. Corowa surges away, gets a pass away, nearly off the ground. Mortimer looking for Cronin, a long floating pass. It's gone to Boosted. He's played soccer with it, kicked that head, and he's kicked it again. He's been interfered with. I don't know what the referee's going to rule. It'll be a penalty. Is he going to award a penalty try? No, just the penalty. There was every real chance that Boosted would score a try there, but what a referee's got to determine is in his mind with that ruling, would the player have scored the try but for the illegal play? So there's an area of doubt. That pass was perilously close to being off the ground. The Mortimer pass to Boosted was a bad one. Now at this point, he gets his foot to it again. He gets at the gamesmanship, and you would have done the same, let's face it, to stop him. I'm talking about you, the viewer. Now head on, you'll see it. Well, Corowa did well to get that away. Mortimer's pass coming, a very long one. Boosted showing a lot of flair to do that. At that point he was interfered with. And the referee in his mind determined that there was no certainty a try was going to be scored, and I'm inclined to agree with him. There was a possibility, but no certainty. Rodonicus going on the field now as Cronin takes this attempted goal. Eady coming from the field. Now let's see what happens. Maybe it's Rodonicus 5'8", Mortimer halfback, Eady off, and Dorohey fullback. The kick and goal is unsuccessful.
We've got
Quarter line drop out taken by Reddy.
Well, apparently Graham Eady got a nasty knock on the left kneecap, and it's swollen up a bit. He's gone in to have instant treatment.
Now we'll find out. I think Rodonicus, you'll find, has gone to the 5'8" position. Thompson may have gone to the centre. Dorohey will have gone, I think, to fullback. Well, that's the way it looks. Yes, Dorohey's adopted a fullback position. Thompson's moved to an outside centre position. And Rodonicus is in among the forwards again. I don't know what that signifies. But up they come, New South Wales, to the quarter line with Craig Young on the burst. About 20 metres out now from Queensland's line. Mortimer dummies outside, gives it in to Cronin, then back to Mortimer. And about 8 metres away from Queensland's line. Rodonicus, first touch of the ball to Cobley. Cobley's in for the try under the post. Boyd, is it? Yeah, Les Boyd. Yes, See Tommy running wide, then turning it back inside. It was Boyd. And under the post he goes. Western Suburbs to Western Suburbs. From head on. Almost unstoppable at that range is our Les Boyd. And with Croner to have the simplest of kicks, Barry Ross has got the former Kangaroo and current first-grade rugby league coach for Balmain, Ron Willey.
Yes, Ron's on the sideline. He's just commented to me what a great game tonight is, in contrast to the earlier two Queensland-New South Wales game. Ron, it is a good game tonight, a good standard of a game.
Yeah, good game of football, Barry. Very good. Both sides are throwing the ball about or attempting to. It's a good entertainment.
And the Queensland side put it on at New South Wales early and looked as though they may cause some trouble. But you were just saying that perhaps it's a lack of condition or expertise that allows this lapses and this falling off to occur.
Yeah, I think more expertise, Barry. They seem as if they're in fairly good condition, and just they run out of, what to do at vital times.
And one more question, Ron. Is there any Queenslander you think may, as a dark horse, be in the Australian team to be announced on Sunday night?
I like the look of their inside centre, Smith. He's a very good footballer. He's a fellow that scored the first couple of tries. He looks a real good player to me.
Well, Rowan Hancock's
whether he can
from
make
the
the
field.
Australian side's another matter. Of course, he's been a reserve for Queensland for a couple of years now in various positions. But he's had a good game.
Thanks, Ron.
All right, now let me just set you straight. Rowan Hancock has left the field, number 11. And I believe somebody, Wally Lewis, has gone on in number 16. Now Boyd, the scorer of that last try.
Wally Lewis is an interesting footballer, Rex. He's only about 19 years of age and did represent Australian Rugby Union schoolboys in the tour of Great Britain.
That passes forward. The referee right on the job there to see it. It was an offside pass, directly in line. Using the place kick for touch, which always seems a waste of time, and there proves it's a waste of time. He failed to find touch. It's the greatest joke in the world, is kicking for touch from a place kick. Rodonicus at the Cronin. Cronin bounces off one defender. Getting over the sideline if he's not careful. Peter Wynn, Mortimer, Coveney. Rustles through the first tackle. Greg Quinn, the second tackle. Mortimer, Rodonicus. Out to Thompson, then to Dorohey. He's tackled and wrapped up nicely, about 8 metres from the halfway line. Boosted's up the side on a little chip over the top. Doesn't get a bounce. He gets his foot to it, kicks it. This could be interesting if he gets a good kick to this. He's played soccer with it. The ball's slewing all over the place. He gets a hand to it. It's a try. Well, I've got to compliment the referee there. Now watch how quick this referee is, Eddie Ward, to get himself in position for this. Now there's no slouch kicking that ball ahead. Boosted. Now you'll see the flashes of... There he is on the inside, and he gets himself right beside the try when the try is scored. Ooh, blimey. Is it a try? Let's see from head on. Boosted. Little kick. Actually did a centre kick there too. Well positioned it. And then a kick with the left foot. Now, how close? If we can slow this down. Ooh, blimey. Charlie on the line is out, of course. That's a close one, but who's going to argue about a couple of inches? Well, there you are. That's the way games can be won and lost, but that adds up to the second try to young Boosted. Cronin having his 9th kick and goal. He's been successful with 5. Scored 25, New South Wales, 10 Queensland, in he comes. Yes. So he's kicked 6 from 9. The score moves on to 27-10. Good performances being put up by players from both sides. I had Greg Platts, Rowan Hancock, Larry Brigginshaw, Alan Smith, Chris Close, all in mind for the award for their first half performances. Kerry Boosted, Steve Mortimer, Les Boyd, Ray Brown, all doing very well for New South Wales. Peter Wynn left that behind, but no knock on. About 12 metres from the halfway line, New South Wales side. Then bobbled around. Donegas, the pass to Thompson has been left behind. They've still come up with the ball, but it's knock-ons both ways. Don't forget, on the Channel 7 Network News each Friday night, I do a rugby league preview that you'll find hopefully interesting and informative, liberally sprinkled with videotape highlights of different games that you may not have seen. Ready, the dummy. The pass away to Peter Wynn. Craig Young, who's been very strong, got a beautiful pass to Dorahy. Dorahy back to Ray Brown. He's looking for support, got it to Cronin. Cronin lobs a long one to Boosted. He thinks all these Christmases have come at once tonight. 3 tries for the young man. Well done. 30 points to 10. He's almost, well, I think he's doubled his try scoring tally in one night. There was the pass that may have been a fraction suspect, but some splendid football after it was over. Look at the pace of Boosted as he just goes round his man there, Brad Backer, and scores wide out. And I like the way he puts the ball down too. All this mucking about one-handed. Well, Craig Young, clever stuff there. That's top prop forward play. Now, this player invariably gets the pass away. Ray Brown, he's such a quality footballer, probably could be considered the buy of the year. Boosted. Look at the smile on his face. Yes, indeed. Good luck to you, lad. Cronin having his 10th attempt. The floodgates have opened slightly, but by no means have Queensland been played under. They've contributed to a very entertaining game. Cronin. Unsuccessful. Score then. New South Wales 30, Queensland 10. Kickoff from Larry Brigginshaw. Low trajectory one. Boyd takes it. Greg Quinn finishes him on the ground. Craig Young. Peter Wynn, who's not been able to quite get himself into the clear in this game. They've handled his large frame pretty well, the Queenslanders. Rodonicus, nice pass to Reddy, good pass then to Thompson, lovely to Corowa. He kicks ahead and there'll be a chase for it. He's going to make Scott earn his money. It goes back towards the in goal. Or Scott did very well, but they've trapped him and kept him in the in goal, and that indicates the pace of the men following on. Corowa, Mortimer, both there. Alan Thompson done a good job as skipper of this New South Wales side tonight. His passing has been, as usual, immaculate. He's proven his quality by being able to play in 2 different positions. Not that anyone was ever in doubt of that. Dorahy. Blimey. Fancies himself a front row forward the way he took him on then. Good Boyd. New South Wales forwards taking charge now. Back to Brown. There's Here's Rodonicus. Look at him. Look at him. Little Tommy. He says, the hell of the opposition. I'll come on and play my 15 and 20 minutes and I'll get one too. And you'll notice how often it comes from another Western Suburbs player, Ray Brown. The more I look at this game, the more I get involved in watching the different things that happen. The player that is starting to shine and has been in almost every movement that New South Wales have been involved in is Ray Brown. Barry, do you see the game the way I'm seeing it?
Yes, he's had an exceptional game in his first state match. Kerry Boosted also has impressed me. He's had a great game. As you say, he doesn't get many opportunities and he grabs every one of them that come.
Yes, you're quite right. I'm not forgetting Boosted for 1 second. 3 tries has got to be marvellous credentials. How do you like our job, viewers, of picking the best try of the match? Blimey. And how do you like our job of picking the man most responsible for the best try? Cronin a goal, 35 points to 10. We've still got 15, 16 minutes to go. The floodgates are, unfortunately, I say that advisedly, starting to open. Queensland. Setting up so much play in midfield. I want you to watch this Ray Brown as Boyd's gone forward. There's Brown in action again. He's busted another tackle. Gets his pass away again. I tell you what, he's hard to overlook. There's Rodonicus. Look at them tear him apart now. Thompson, it's New South Wales side. Really, you're looking at the Australian team, you know that. Out to Reddy, and he leaves it behind. And Queensland have it. Play on. Good decision by the referee. Smith out to Platts, a hard-working Platts. He's got it unloaded out to young Mark Payne. Yes, it's virtually the Australian team versus Queensland.
Looking towards the future too, Rex, you may remember from last year's game here, 3 players, Ian Thompson, Johnny Gibbs and Steve Martin, went on to become Kangaroos. Could this be the same with Ray Brown? With the test team to be announced on Sunday night, he's very much a dark horse, but still he's played brilliantly, as you say.
Yes, good clever play. The pass coming on to Platts. Platts has not given up all night. If you gave E for effort, you'd give it to Platts. This Queensland team, he's like a clockwork toy. Greg Quinn showing good acceleration.
Yes, Rod Morris loosening up on the sideline too, so apparently there's another substitution. Yes, he's going on now.
Well, Morris will probably take Coveney's part. The touch judge, incensed, comes on, says, you've got to come and report to me. But it's too late. Morris is on there. Queensland have won the scrum. Mark Payne makes a good break. Looking for support. Loping along. Gets a pass away out to Doubt. Dorahy's got him head on and a good tackle. Now, can Queensland get a consolation try out of this? Scott, Briganshaw, Hoffman, Quinn. A little bit slow to react there. Needed quick passing then. Apps, Dorahy may have hurt himself, he's limping. Briganshaw and dummy half. There's this Platts again, he never stops going. Sets a very good example for the Queensland team. Platts, Apps out to the blind side, away to Owen Smith, who scored a try for them in the first half. Up she goes, the kick. Corowa or Dorahy? Oh, blimey. But anywhere. Offside, quite right. Quite right. I don't think they'll bother taking a kick and goal at 35 points to 10, will they? They'll have to try for a 5-pointer. They should all be directly behind the line there. They've got the fly.
Morris still can't get on. He's waiting behind the goalpost at the moment.
Well, he should have gone on with the touch judge. Still Queensland battering away here. Quinn. Mark Payne got it back to Quinn in the run-around move. They're losing a little bit of ground. Chris Close. To win the tackler about 15 metres out. Platts switches it quickly to Alan Smith. Platts has got just that little touch of quality that some of the other lads on the Queensland side lack. What a great tackle there by Steve Mortimer. Up she goes again from Brigginshaw. Dorohey will take that, and he's wrapped up in the in-goal area. Business and ready is from the field. So Morris on, ready off. Morris will be playing in what number, Barry? 15, isn't it?
15.
Corolla, underneath. Platts. The passes missed the man it was intended for, gone to Hoffman, the hooker. About 10 metres out from the New South Wales quarter line. The score, 35-10, New South Wales. Close, Chris Close, the centre. Platts. Yes, we'll get an error count to you at this point in time. Queensland just run out of ideas on how to penetrate this New South Wales defence, which is by no means as hard as it could be. They're hanging back, waiting for the ball, really. New South Wales 10, Queensland 5 errors. That's the way the team mistakes have gone. The scrums have gone 7-5 in favour of New South Wales. The penalties 7 all. The Queensland backline standing up to shake hands with the New South Wales backline, and the New South Wales lads have obliged by doing the same. Now, penalty to Queensland. Not packing square on. The referee walks it in to where the position should have been. Apps has tried his heart out. The veteran player, I don't know whether he or Platts are older, Barry.
Yeah, the one from Parramatta is the youngest.
No, I'm talking about Platts and Apps.
Oh, I think Platts is the oldest, yes, you're right.
Right, Greg, quick hands out there to Chris Close. He's looking for support, but again, this went a little bit too far.
I thought you were referring to his brother at Lou Platts at Parramatta.
Here's Scott. Corrigan comes from behind and tackles him. Good diving tackle. Appreciative Balmain section of the audience, give him a round. Platts back inside to Hoffman. Hoffman's got himself into a half gap. And a little sprint takes him about 10 metres away. Played it, but no dummy half. Long pass. Apps. Got a pass back there to Smith. Smith's one of those men that's worked his heart out for the Maroons tonight. Well, Queensland had all the ball in the last few seconds. Oh, and there was a try on, went begging, Carr on the outside. It was Wally Lewis who couldn't get the pass away, and that looks like the last tackle coming up right now. What's the tactic? Kick. Brigginshaw steps, and that's all he does, steps straight into the defence. Closing stages of this game now with about 8 minutes to go, and the player down injured at the moment. Somebody's got a cramp over there with a look at it. Mortimer. Alf Richards has run on to see what he can do. Of course, the referee won't start the play while there's a player injured adjacent to it. Oh well, Mortimer looking very much as though he's been in the wars. Rodonica's feeding the scrum, and that's a penalty. Not against Tommy, it's against the forwards for packing incorrectly. Coming over the mark. They take the tap. And it'll lead a little bit more subtly than that. The New South Wales side defence is quite adequate to just barging tactics. Smith, Riggenshaw. Little man does well, gets his pass away to Alan Smith, who's in for his second try, makes the scoreline 35-13. A little bit of a step, a little bit of a jink, and a quick pass, and that served the purpose. That should give Douth an easy kick and goal. There it is from the build-up that came. A little bit of shepherding possibly there, but the referee adjudicated that New South Wales players weren't impeded. Announcement over the PA system that Kerry Boosted has won the KB Man of the Match Award, which I think carries $300. There's the try to Smith. He scored 2. Now that award, I hasten to add, was the KB Award, who are the sponsors of this Interstate series. Nothing to do with the Sevens Big League Award. We do a separate one. New South Wales 35, Queensland 15. Coming up to the last 5 minutes now. New South Wales side advance their tally, or can Queensland make it a little bit better looking for them? Peter Wynn grabbing his leg and putting it on the line, but touchdown refusing to to rule that he was out. You can hear the dialogue going out there. Platts. Pass on the ground. Riggenshaw nicely passed away to Smith. The pass went too hard. Apps has it. And 6 to go. The referee says it touched the New South Welshman. Smith. Close, and then on to the wing 3/4. Backer, who's not seen a lot of the play out there on the left wing for Queensland. He's been on the receiving end of 3 tries from New South Wales right winger Boasted. Apps. Nicely. Wally Lewis, the replacement player, just on the halfway line. Another penalty against New South Wales inside the 5 against Steve Mortimer, who's hobbling pretty badly out there at the moment. It's whether it's cramp, I think.
Come off, Steve.
Got a bad case of cramp, and Frank Stanton, the New South Wales coach, has called him to come from the field, but I doubt if Steve will do that.
Apps jumping at the tackle, gets it away to Briganshaw. If he scores, it'll be well worth it. Oh, Smith's in for number 3. No, did he bounce it? No, the referee says not. A little Larry Briganshaw has certainly brightened the scene up as far as Queensland is concerned with us. Quite a good display for them. Very sharp indeed. Apps jumping at the defence, gets it back to Briganshaw. The little fella could have probably gone close to scoring, but he decided to give it to the man who's done all the scoring for them. And that's his 3rd try, Alan Smith, from head on this way. Apps did well to unload the ball. Nice pass back inside. That's the place to score them, says Ian Douth, the goal kicker. I like these. So we'll go through the try scorers as we come into this closing stage. There have been 7 scored for New South Wales. 1 to Rodonicus, 1 to Corowat, 3 to Boasted, 1 to Boyd, 1 to Ray Brown, and Mick Cronin has been responsible for 7 goals. There's another 2 points to Queensland, 35-20. Now then, for the Queensland side, the try scorers have been 3, Alan Smith, 1 to Rowan Hancock. The goal kicker, Ian Douth, has been responsible for 4 goals. And on the sideline, Barry Ross has got Frank Stanton, the New South Wales coach, to make a comment on the closing stages.
Yes, Frank, 3 wins out of 3 from the Interstate series this year, but a bit of lax defence at the end here. How do you see that?
Oh, it's very unimpressive, the whole performance tonight. I'm not too happy at all, but our defence generally, attitude towards defence in this game hasn't been what's acceptable, and have to improve greatly against the Englishmen.
Still, there has been some good, bright displays. Ray Brown in his first game, Kerry Boosted on the wing.
Yes, there has been some bright attacking displays, but it's all Gloucester's been taken off it by lax defence.
Thanks, Frank.
Well, there you are, a hard man to please, Stanton. There's Brown involved again. The pass goes astray. Corowa gets it, slips it up to Morris. Morris will go close to scoring, gets a pass away to Corowa, and out it goes to Rodonicus. Then out to Thompson. Thompson upended only about 3 metres from the line. New South Wales on hard attack at the moment. Corowa going to try his luck. No, he's not, to Rodonicus. The good pass out there to Reddy. A long floating pass out to Peter Winnie, leaves it behind. Queensland should come up with it. They do. It's Chris Close who's got it. 6 to go, says the referee. Brigginshaw kicking downfield, and there's no fullback at home. We've got, yes, Dorothy, it's well over his head, but it's going to go close. It's in to touch, I think. No, the touch judge says not. Dorothy has it now, steps and goes back inside. He's tackled 10 metres from halfway. Mortimer, Thompson, Cronin, Corowa submerged under maroon jerseys. Cronin looking for support, stood up. He's like the Rock of Gibraltar when he stands there in that attitude. Nearly time now, 35 points to 20. And the only thing remaining to do, we've given you all the statistics at this point in time with about a minute to go. Now there is Steve Mortimer suddenly getting it to Corowa and showing beautiful pace as he comes back in field and nicely wrapped up. The hooter will go in the background, and that's the end of the game, 35 points to 20. And Barry Ross, if you're listening to me, I'm going to go for Ray Brown, if that's okay with
Yes, I agree with you.
Ray Brown, the Western Suburbs player that came into the side, in my view, has had a quite superb game. I think he's been